All right, why don't we just get started right away? There's a good chance I'll be done by 8:30 or so, but we'll see how it goes. So as it says here, we're going to go over a fairly complete MobiRise example, and we'll include talk about how to use GitHub on this. And you don't have to use MobiRise, but it might be the easiest thing for you to use. As it says here, this is the last scheduled lecture for the semester. Next week will be lab all week for you to work on your portfolios. We'll still meet, so to speak, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at our regular time, just for 5 or 10 minutes or so. I'll ask if there's any questions or issues you have. All right. As it says, if something comes up this weekend or off class time, just email me at any time. I usually get back fairly quickly. I think you already know that, or hopefully you already know that. And also, I know you've seen this before. I've sent this to you, but this is the set of requirements. All right. And again, Keegan, it's different for you than it is for Angie, because Keegan does have the HTML, JavaScript, etc., CSS. He's got these examples where I realize, Angie, you don't. All right. Also, if you would, please, I mentioned this the other day, please fill out those course evaluations and email them into me. All right. And again, I've had some of the second year people have turned them in. They've been honest. They're, they have no reason not to be. They're just finishing up. But I need to hear it from you too. For instance, one of my students yesterday, in his evaluation, he said, I just want you to know, he said, I'm getting a lot out of when you go over examples in class. He said, looking around, I don't think anybody even listens to you when you're lecturing out of the book. Now, that's a fair thing to say. It really is. The problem is, I don't know how you can stop using the book, especially for the class that you're taking, Angie, in fall. First of all, we have 2 books. And second of all, there'll be people, hopefully at least you won't be the only one in that class, but there should be people in there who have little to possibly no experience. I don't know how else you do it, but I mean, again, the idea is we have you for 2 years as opposed to a 4-year college. So we've got to give you a lot more hands-on experience. And that's what I plan on doing, from now on. If anything else, we're just going to increase the amount of hands-on that we have. All right. So let me do this. Can you now see, it says up here, South High School Parkway School District. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to at least attempt to come into sites here. I cleaned it up yesterday. I had a lot of junk out here. So I'm going to create a new site. I'm just going to call it, portfolio. All right. There will be my new site then right here. And I'm going to start by coming in and just adding a menu. Let me take this and move this down. So I'm going to start by adding a menu. I like the darker one. You may not agree. Okay. And I'm not going to change a whole heck of a lot. All right. And then I'm going to go down and I'm going to just keep perusing my way down in here and find sliders and galleries. And I kind of like this one right here. Nah, maybe not. If I decide I don't like it, of course, just click over here. In fact, what should come up over here someplace is a little trash can. I'm not seeing it now, but show more. There it is. All right, don't want it. It's gone. Okay. All right, let's see what else we have here. Well, for now at least, let's look at this full screen thing. Just bring that over here. Okay. Now, you've seen this before. Okay, there's 1, 2, etc. And I want to change those. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to click here on an image, and I'm going to click here where it says block parameters. Looks like a little gear. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to choose my image. So I'm going to click on the image, and now it's giving me a chance, if I want to change that image. Well, what I did before we started today, I'm going to browse my computer because I created a folder that I called C#. And I put some images in there, such as, let's see, where was the first one I put it? I think it was here. Okay, so that doesn't look very good. I understand that, but it's C#. All right, so I'm going to go to the next one. They may all look funky. I didn't do any, I literally brought this up about 5 minutes before class. So you may have to, if it's you, you may have to go in and, and take a look and say, hey, I don't like that or whatever. So let's see. Grab that. I'm going to grab another image. Okay, there's another one. Okay, so you can see what I have in here. Again, if you don't like them, you could always put anything in there that you wanted to put in, of course. Okay. All right, I could come in and I can add another slide in here. Okay, if I want to. If I don't want this slide, I can remove this slide, etc. All right. Now, the only reason I'm showing it to you, and I'm showing it to you like this, is somewhere near the top, you should have something that would catch the user's attention. If you think I don't like that, I would rather just have a picture, let's say. All right, some kind of a photo near the front, whatever it happens to be, that's fine. You can do that as well. So instead of putting in some kind of a slider, all right, you can have, they've got intro, a lot of different kinds of intros. Here's an intro with icons. So you could put anything in here you wanted to put in. All right. Then I would suggest, again, it's going to depend on whether you want to have multiple pages or just one page. So I'm going to go down to here. I'm going to keep moving my way down, and I'm going to find, I'm going to try this. I don't know how it'll work, but there's sliders and galleries. All right. So again, I can come in here with the same kind of thing, and I can change the images. I can do whatever it is I want to do here. All right. So I can click on that image. I can click on here. I can go in and I can change the image if I want to do so. All right. So I can put in virtually anything I want to put in right here. Again, I'm not that concerned with that. I want to show you what I am concerned with. All right. And that is, as an example, and I'm gonna move off of here for a second, and I'm gonna show you, if I can. So that isn't it. This is what I want to show you. So hold on. All right. So this is what I created before class. All right. I came in here and I grabbed some of the payroll programs, and I grabbed and made, grabbed some images. I went out to Google and Google Images, and I typed in programming languages, and I typed in C#. There's other sites that you can go to get pictures as well. All right. There's a lot of free types of sites that you can get. But let's assume I'm just going to grab one of these. So let's assume this. I want these two BMI programs that are in here, and that's these two here. All right. So I've got 03 C# console and 04 GUI. All right. So I'm going to grab this thing that says BMI GUI, and you may or may not be able to see this. I don't know, but I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to make a copy, and I'm going to put that out here, just so I've got both a GUI and I've got a console. So I'm going to also make a copy of my console that's just called BMI, and I'm going to put it out here. So I'm going to paste that there. So I now have BMI and BMI GUI. I'm going to try to change the name of this one to BMI console. All right. And I'm going to do something in each one of these. Can you see these folders right here?
Yes.
Okay. So first I'm going to double click on the BMI console. All right. And you'll notice if you look in here, there is no folder right now that says Git. So, I mean, I could make one, but that's not the idea. What I want to do, and you should be able to do this, if you have not yet downloaded Git, you will have to do that. Just go through it and accept all of the defaults. Git and GitHub are two different things. GitHub is a server, basically, out on the cloud where you can place anything almost that you want to place. Git is a software versioning system that can be used in conjunction with GitHub. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to right mouse click, and it's going to come up, and over here, again, you may or may not be able to see this, but one of the options is it says Git Bash here. And I'm going to click that one. And it brings up a DOS window, which again, I don't know if you can see this DOS window or not. It really isn't that important. All right. But what I'm going to do is in that DOS window, I'm going to type Git init. And I'm going to hit enter. And watch, as soon as I hit enter, watch what happens in here. You'll notice that there's now a Git folder. All right. So right now, it's not that that's anything special, but it has created a repository for me. So it has told me that basically, okay, what you have in here right now is the ability, if you want to, you have the ability that you're able to do things with Git. Like what? Well, I want to go and I want to add all the files in this program to my repository. So I type in Git space. In fact, I can do a status first. Git space status. And it'll show me the different files that I have. You say, well, there's only 3 files. No, there's the solution file and there's folders. And then if I want to add everything, all I do is I say Git space add space dot. Dot means everything. Boom. And it's now added everything to my repository. All right. If I do another Git status, now it's showing me, oh, this is the stuff in green here. This is the stuff I just added. Again, I don't know if you can see that or not. And it really and truly isn't that important if you can't. All right, so I clear that. Now I'm ready to take my stuff and push it over to GitHub. In order to do that, and you've got to look over here to see this. So let's see. Let me go and bring this back up. Here we go. Where are you? Of course, as this thing often does, sometimes it does not show me. Okay. Can you see a thing on your screen right now that says quick setup right here? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. When you come in, now I created a repository on the client side, so on my machine. So now I come into GitHub and I click the plus sign here, and I want to make a new repository that's got the same name as what I just did. So I want to come in here, and mine is JP Scott Rankin. So I want to call it BMI console. That's exactly what that was the exact same name as what was in that folder, BMI console. And as soon as I do that, and I come down here and I click create repository, the system comes in and it gives me the steps that I will need to do. All right, I've already shown you Git, and I showed you the add and the Git init, we don't need to do that. But we need to take and commit our changes right here. Hopefully you can read that if I make it a little bigger. I'm going to do this in just a minute. I'm going to say git space commit space minus M. M is for message. Then a double quote, quotes, I like to say initial commit. All right. Then I'm going to put in this line of code exactly as it is. What this says is I want to go and use the GitHub repository under my account name that's called bmiconsole.git. And then this says what I want to do is I wanted to push what's referred to as origin. That's this. So in other words, right now, if you look at this repository, if I look at this, if I go to BMI console, all right, it's empty. There's nothing in there because I just created it. But I'm going to put in these 3 comments in just a minute. So I'm going to take them, copy them to the clipboard. All right, and I want to put them in one at a time. So I've already got them, all right, on my system. So let me move this. There we go. So I did my git add. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do these 3 commands that I just showed you. All right, I realize you probably can't see them right now. You'll see them in just a minute. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go back. All right, and hopefully you can see my window right here, my black window. So I'm going to come in and paste this in. So that's git space commit space initial commit. I hit enter. In fact, before I even do that, I always like to double check git status. Do I have anything waiting? I shouldn't. It's all been added. All right. So it says these are the changes that are ready to be committed. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to commit those right there, hit enter. And basically it does a lot of stuff in the background for me where it's telling me that, yeah, that's all the stuff that's about to be committed. All right. Then, and I could copy it in, but I'm going to use, is I've actually got the command right below me. And I'm going to type in git space remote space add space origin space https://github.com/jpscottrankin/bmi console.git. All right. Nothing big happens, but basically it's getting ready to do this now. So I type in git space push space -u space origin space master. And some magic will happen in just a minute. It's going through and doing its stuff behind the scenes. All right. And now if I go back to GitHub right here and I refresh, now notice what's here. My project is now there. So that's all I had to do. So if I go in and I make a hyperlink basically to right here, https://github.com/jpscottrankin/bmiconsole.git, now a prospective employer can go in and download that file and take a look at it. All right. So again, going back to what we were talking about before, and that is where we kind of started here, and that was with MobiRise. Someplace in here, if you want to, you could make pictures, take screenshots of, in this example, 8 of your programs. If you don't like that, you can click up here and you can change the number. All right, I think you can change it from, like, if you want to, from like 8 to 6 or something. You can change the images. All right, so again, I've got that image right there. So I could come in there, again, go to browsing my own computer And as mentioned, so here was, I don't know how well this will come out, but we'll see. There was my BMI console, and I could put next to it, for example, my BMI GUI. I can put in here anything that I want to put in here. All right. So the idea is somewhere near the top, you want some kind of an intro up here. I don't care what it is. It's even possible, it is even possible that if you wanted to, all right, you could go out to Zoom like I'm using right now for this lecture, but you could go out to Zoom yourselves, sign up for a Zoom account, and you could make a video. All right. It would take a little bit of work, but you could do that. And there's ways that you could play with the camera and stuff and get it on you. But there's different things that you can do where you could introduce yourself, say what you want, what this is, what you're trying to do, etc. If you say that ain't for me, then don't do that. Someplace on the home page, there should be a picture of you. It does not have to be a picture that takes up this much of the area. It can be a small picture over here, for example, if you want to do that. All right. But after this introductory section, there should be either, if you decide this intro section will be my entire page here, then so be it. Then you'll want to come in here and click pages, and you'll want to put a new page in here. See, you can jump around in here. So in other words, just to show you this, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to throw a few more things in here. All right, just so you see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to grab this. I wouldn't normally put something like that in here, but I'm going to throw a few things in here, again, just so you can see them. All right, so there's some stuff. I'll put one more in there. That's good. All right, then I come down towards the bottom here. All right, and down towards the bottom, I decide, oh, look, there's a map. So maybe I want a map, or maybe I want some kind of a footer down here that's going to have a simple form or whatever. In fact, I probably want a form first. So if I look through here, it's been a while, I can come in here and I can drop a form in. And notice there's a contact form right there. And then if I want below that, I can put in a footer way down at the bottom here. There's even footers, and I would suggest you do this, that the footers, I don't know how well you can see this or not see this, but there are little social media icons down here. If you have a Facebook account, if you have an Instagram account, if you've got a Google Groups account, etc., I would suggest, all right, that you link to those. Now, that said, you should only link to those provided that you have, there's nothing out on those accounts that you would mind anybody seeing, especially a potential employer. I've talked to my wife about this. Maybe I mentioned it to you guys, maybe I haven't, I don't remember. But I have a niece, and she is a teacher. She teaches, I think, 6th or 7th grade in the Milwaukee County school system, and she teaches in a pretty rough area. But she's got a very good reputation, all right? And it sounds like her kids like her, and she loves what she's doing. But she's only 30, and she'll occasionally put something out on her Facebook account where she uses 4-letter words. Now, that's her right. She can do whatever she wants to do. The only thing I'm saying is, if she were to decide later she wanted to go to another school, I wouldn't put things like that out there. That's just my opinion, all right? I always look at it that anything that you stick out on the internet that is about you, in essence, is out there forever. All right. So if I want, then I can come back to here. I can go back up to the top, and where I've got these different icons right here, all right, I could, for example, I could click where it says About Us. All right, so I can click on here, and I can choose the gear. And it says, well, what do you want on here? In fact, that's not it. I can change the icon. So for instance, I mean, let's see. There are some social media icons. If for some reason I wanted to put Facebook up there, I can do it. Again, you might say, I never want to do that. I'm just showing you an example. But where it says about us up here, what you can do is if you click over here where it says link, all right, and it says, do I want to open it in a new window? I don't. But I can go down here and I can insert a link. And what I can do, and I should have done a better job of looking at this before class. I didn't. Sorry about that. But what I can do is I can come in here, I can insert a link, and I can link to someplace else, either another file, another page if I wanted to, or somewhere else on this page. All right. So if I want, like I said, site pages here, notice I don't have any other ones but home. But if I had a second page here, I could link to that page. So if you want to link to multiple pages, if you want to build your portfolio as a multi-page portfolio, go ahead and do that. Or I've got here block on the home page. Notice if I choose footer here, I'm going to choose that and insert link. All right. Now, if I want to go and see what this is actually going to look like, and I didn't show you this the other day, Keegan's probably seen it already, but this is what it's going to look like basically on a regular computer. But if I click, come on, get out of it. If I click up here, there's what it's going to look like on a phone. Now, it won't look exactly like that on every phone because the pixelation, etc., on phones is different, but you get an idea of what it's going to look like. All right. And as I come back in here, I'm just going to come back to here. If I click preview in browser, the little I that's right there, if I click there, it's going to show how it literally would look if I ran it right now on a browser. Now I'm going to click where it says about us, and you notice it sent me down to my form because that's where I told it to go. All right. And I could come back up here and I could set that one. Whoops, well, I moved that up. But I could come back there and I could set that back to my home. All right. So I don't really care how you do this. I am personally being really, really general about this. All right. Because, I don't want to sit there and create one and have you go, oh, that looks really good. That's what mine will look like. I don't want to get the two from you, possibly the two. I don't think I'm going to get one from Dominic or Maya, but I could. But the two from you and the 10 from the second year people, I like it when they all look really, really different from one another. All right. And the last thing I will tell you, okay, and is this. If I go out, and I know you're not going to see this for a second, but all I'm going to do is on my desktop, I'm going to create a folder. And I'm going to call that folder portfolio. So I made a new folder on my desktop. I'm calling it portfolio. All right, that's all I did. It's an empty folder. But when I come back into my MobiRise right here, all right, and I click this publish button right there, and it says, okay, where do you want to publish it to? My local drive. And you have to tell it where you want it to publish. And I've got a folder on there now that's called portfolio under my desktop. All right. So I click on that folder that's called portfolio and I select that folder and I say publish. And it goes through its own magic. And now it'll take everything that I have, everything that I've done, and it is now in that portfolio folder. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, then you'll have to go in and you'll have to go into Filezilla. All right, let's take a quick look at Filezilla. All right, so you'll come into Filezilla here. Do you see the Filezilla window? Can you see my mouse playing around in here? All right, so you'll want to come in here and you'll want to put in IWT.rankin.edu. IWT.rankin.edu. That's the host. Your username will be whatever, and I sent that to you earlier. I can send it again if you need it. For example, A. Shelton. All right, I gave you your password. All right, let's just say it's hello123. I don't know what it is. All right, and then 21. That's the default port. Now, that's the wrong password, so when I click this, I'm going to get an error. If I put your right password in there, what you're going to see is over on this side, you will typically see a picture, and that picture will be a picture of your desktop. All right. So if I go over here and I go to my desktop, so I'm on, let's see, Rankin. There's my desktop. See, there's my portfolio right there. All right. So when I get that over here, this is going to be my stuff on the Rankin server. So all I have to do is take this, right mouse click on it, and drag it over here and let go. And it'll say, you want to copy it over to the server? You say yes. That's literally it. Then once you've done that, and you've gone through and done that to check and make sure it works, you can then say iwt.rankin.edu / I don't know if yours is out there, Keegan, K Young / portfolio. All right. Did you call yours, Keegan? Did you call yours portfolio?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure why it's not showing it then. Let's see. Well, you got that. But you'll have to take my word for it. In fact, I'll just show you somebody else's. Well, he must have removed his. So let's see. It's always nice when I want to show you something and I can't. Well, and it's also possible that iwt.rankin.edu is down. I don't think it is, but it could be. All right. If you go through all the steps that I just showed you, and if for some reason it's not working, so let's assume you got everything done. You've got your whole portfolio done. Everything's done. You've made your links, like I said, to GitHub. Everything looks the way you want. You try to send it out to iwt.rankin.edu, and either you cannot log in, or after you log in and you put it out there, you get this: file or directory not found. If that happens, go back to your folder on your desktop that's called portfolio, zip it, and email it to me. All right, I would guess it's going to be 5 meg or less. If for some reason it's bigger than that, let me know and we'll work our way through it. All right. Yeah, I'm just surprised, like I said, that it's not, I don't remember my password. It's been a while since I've gotten out here. All right, as myself, but I don't know why that's not showing. Yeah, again, it could be down. I don't know. And in fact, I know it's not down because Keegan, when I did this for you, we got that. So it is linking. Angie, I don't know if there's anything out there for you or not.
There's not.
Okay, but it's not giving me an error message. Okay, have you both tried to get on to iwt.rankin.edu with your Filezilla?
No, not.
Okay, try doing it today, both of you, please. If you cannot, and I've sent you the login and the password, but if you cannot get on, just email me back. I'll get back in. I've got to do what's called a remote desktop connection. I'll do that, and we'll make sure that you're able to get into it by the end of the day today. All right? So that was maybe not that great, but that was a little explanation. Do you have an idea, Angie, of what it is you're supposed to be doing?
Yes.
Okay. And Keegan, I imagine You're just going to be adding to what you had out there before.
Yeah.
All right. If you do get it done, let's just assume for a second that you both get it done when you're supposed to by noon next Wednesday. All right. Then just send me an email and just say, hey, portfolio's done. I'll go out to iwt.rankin.edu/a-shelton/portfolio or kyoung/portfolio. And if I have any problems, all right, in fact, I'll email you back either way. That'll either say, looks good, I'll be creating it shortly, or I can't read it. Please email it to me, etc. Okay? That's really all I had, unless either one of you have any questions.
None, not here.
Okay. All right. Then I will talk to you next Monday, and have a good weekend.
Thanks, you guys too.